What is up, everybody? Yama is here with Island Metal Forge, and today we are talking Moabos. Now, I'm noticing a lot of people have been bringing them up, and quite a few people have asked me if they could make a Moabo. A Moabo is just a coined term that I used for my style of skulls. The very first one that I ever did, very basic, very rough, um, split the jaw open and, kind of worked on trying to grind that out to make a lip to open a bottle. And it does kind of. I know that after sending one over to, some people and some friends, Mr. J.T. Barrett at Drayson's Forge, he recommended taking a round bastard file and cleaning that out, making it nice, boom, round. Well, I don't have one that's kind of big enough, so for now I've just been leaving the mouth closed, and the style of Moabo is a nickname for my skull. So that's where that comes from. Very, very, very simple to make. A lot of people kind of overcomplicate them. Or in their heads they overcomplicate them. Again, it's a skull in my style. That's what I call a Moabo. People seem to like them, and I kept making them and improving them and going from, this misshapen rectangle of metal to a more stylized, deeper set eyes, kind of a better profile. It's got the slick back skull, very rough, very interesting look, and each one ends up a little bit differently because, well, I don't measure anything, and you all know that. He still needs to be cleaned up a little bit. I made him the other night at a guild meeting, and I just gotta reheat him, descale them, and give them a bit of wire brushing. But what I'm going to do today is I am going to do not necessarily a step-by-step, but a close-up. I'm going to forge one with the camera close up. Not my face, not, me. It's not going to be like, hey, like all my normal videos. It's going to be right on the anvil so you guys can see the action. Watch him forged. And again, this is just my style of doing it. It's not, this is a Moabo and this is what a Moabo has to look like. A Moabo is just what I call a skull bottle opener. The big mother of all bottle openers. The name kind of just popped with me. I'm like, oh, it's like the mother of all bottle openers. Yes, it is awesome. Actually, it was with this one. I'm like, yes, it is awesome, and, and it opens a bottle. Nice, neat, yes, and, the term Moabo kind of just took off from there. But, anyway, everybody, I am going to light the fire and beat some steel. Okay? So, y'all enjoy. Now, both Roy Adams of Christ-Centered Ironworks and Daniel Moss of Trust Me, I'm a Blacksmith have both tried their hand at making a Moabo. Of course, they did it in their style. So really, it's a Moabo in the style, or a skull in the key of, Moabo. So that was really, really neat to see. And I'm trying to source myself a piece of steel to compete with the Mega Moabo. I believe Roy's turned out to be about 6 pounds, and I believe Daniel Moss's turned out to be about 16 pounds. I think I might try something more life-sized if I can get my hands on the steel. Now, of course, I don't have the fancy power tools that they have. So it may be a spectacular failure to see. But it will definitely be worth checking out. Maybe months down the line, I still got to source it. I still got to, tool up for it. But, like a life-size Moabo, close enough to life-sized, big chunk of steel, by hand, with this. Maybe I'll pull a sledgehammer out for it. I don't know. But we'll have fun doing it. Alright. Let's talk tools and stock real quick. What I use and what I do. Alright. Stock for, the original size Moabo is roughly 1 inch stock. 1 inch, this is, I believe, 1.1 inches. And that makes, a Moabo. Alright, I'll show you how. Now, obviously, you're going to want yourself a rounding hammer or your favorite forging hammer. I use, a nice rounding hammer by Ting Ting over at County Line Forge. And then this is for what I use for like setting the jaw and punching the tools. This or just a drilling hammer, something you don't want to mess up when you're hitting, this or a chisel. I don't currently have a ball or a round punch, chisel punch thing, whatever they're called. So I use the end of a ball peen, and that works for me. Obviously, you're going to want a hot cut, and that achieves hot cutting it off in one direction achieves that like slicked back skull look that I give them. And obviously various chisels for the teeth and jaw and nose and such as that. Any details, if I choose to put any details, like the eyebrows, got a little fuller, that I try. I generally leave the eyebrows to the professionals. Mine are bushy enough. So let me get the fire started and I'll get back to you. See, the idea is to start a set down for the jaw. So what we have here is the set down for the jaw of the Moabo. All right, it's very simple. They're just set down, three sides set down. The back side will be flat, and then here is where I'll be putting the eyes. I don't have a finger pointer like Roy, but here is where I'll be putting the eyes. And in true nature, true Island Metal Forge nature, every Moabo that has ever been made has been dropped. Okay. And that sets the eyes of the Moabo. All right. All right. So here's what I have so far. Then, just a rough markings for the teeth and the start of the jaw. Nice big smiling jaw. All right. There we go so far. Now I'm going to hot cut across the forehead. Actually, I'm going to try and give him eyebrows. There you go. It's kind of eyebrow-ish. Now that there is Moabo. All right. Now, all I have to do is heat them back up and get a wire brush on it and clean them up, flat back, and that set down right there in the jaw, or that opening in the jaw. All you need to do is put a round little spot in there, and it will open a bottle. You know, it'll bite open a bottle. Like I said, I don't have a bastard file right now. I'm kind of limited on tools. However, you know, I do what I can. I'll make a fullering tool or something that can do that forged. You know, when I get a chance. But that's a Moabo right there. All right. So let me get this cleaned up, and I'll get some pictures for the thumbnail, and that'll be good. It's that simple. Now, I know a lot of people, you know, find these really interesting, and would like to try, you know, doing them. Just let me know. You know, I got no problems with it. Yeah, they're fun to do. They're a fun little neat little skull, and I'm just tickled that everybody likes them so much that they want to, you know, honor those. I've heard talk of a chess set. I've heard talk of, you know, wrought iron. You know, I've heard talk of little mini Moabos, which I will try my hand at, and I think that'll be a blast. But for right now, don't forget to subscribe. All right, check out Roy's video on the Moabo, his giant Moabo, and check out Daniel Moss's video on his large mega Moabo. And right here where my goatee is will be, you know, my latest videos. Thank you. Hearts and health.